Good morning, second grade. It is Thursday, and we are ready to do some practicing. We've been working on solving one step or single step word problems all of this week with two-digit numbers, and we're going to practice today. And then tomorrow we're going to do a show what you know. So if you have your Ready Math instruction booklet, that is the one with the bright colored letters on the front of it, and it's got more color on the inside of the pages. We are on pages 88 and 89, and you can follow along with this lesson. We're going to do a couple of examples together. This first one, I want to show you an easier way to solve this type of math problem. The ones where it asks you to choose all the correct answers and it's asking you which equations will work with the problem. I'm going to give you some little tips on the easiest way to solve these. So the word problem is Ty is 47 inches tall. Meg is 56 inches tall. How much taller is Meg? So this is a comparison word problem. We are comparing the heights of two people, comparing two quantities, comparing 47 inches to 47 inches to 56 inches, and going to find the difference between those two numbers, and that will tell us how much taller is Meg. So the first thing you're going to want to do is draw a model, and then you're going to want to write equations, a subtraction equation and an addition equation. And we've been doing this all week, so this is nothing new. For every single word problem we have solved this week, we have drawn a model, either the number bond or the bar model, and we have written an addition equation and a subtraction equation. So this is nothing new. We've been doing this all week long. So for this particular problem, the model I'm going to use is the bar model. And I know that I'm comparing two numbers, so I know that I'm looking for the difference between those two numbers. So when I set up my bar model, I really need to be thinking about that and thinking about what part whole means. So that means that these two bottom numbers, when I add them together in this bar model, they need to equal the top number. And I need to see if that makes sense when I'm setting this problem up. So I'm going to put 56 on top. I'm going to put 47 here, and then my unknown is the difference between these two numbers. So that makes sense because I know in a bar model, if I take this number on top, the total number on top, and I subtract one of the parts, remember part whole, it will give me the other part. So that makes sense. And now I'm going to look at my bar model and I'm going to write some equations. So my subtraction equation, I'm going to take the 56 inches tall that Meg is. I'm going to subtract the 47 inches for Ty, and that will give me the difference between those two numbers, and that will tell me how much taller Meg is than Ty. Okay, let me say that again. So I look at my bar model. I'm writing my equations based on my bar model. So I've got 56 on top. If I subtract 47, that will tell me the difference between these two numbers, and that will tell me how much taller Meg is than Ty. And then my addition equation, I'm still using my bar model, and I'm going to say the 47 inches tall that Ty is plus an unknown number. So plus what number will get me to 56? And that is the difference as well. And that will tell me how much taller Meg is than Ty. So then I compare the equations to what is in this problem. I don't have to solve these types of problems. I just have to find the equations. So if you look, the subtraction equation that I created, it's right here. It's right here. So I know it'll work. I can circle it. And then my addition equation, oh my goodness, it's right here. And then if you look at this one, this is the exact same equation as the one above it. They just reversed the order. So they've put the difference, or the sum on this side instead of on the right side. Same exact equation. So all three of these will work. So that's a strategy that you can use to solve these problems that ask you which equations can you use. And you will have one of those on your show what you know tomorrow. So let's look at another comparison word problem. A beagle weighs 26 pounds. A pug weighs 8 pounds less than the beagle. How many pounds does the pug weigh? Circle the correct answer. Let's read it again. A beagle weighs 26 pounds. So that's one dog weighs 26 pounds. Another dog, a pug, weighs 8 pounds less than that. 8 pounds less than the beagle. How many pounds does the pug weigh? Now remember yesterday when I was teaching the lesson, I pointed out you have to be very careful. A lot of times friends will look at these equations and they'll just read the first part. A pug weighs 8 pounds and they'll go, oh, I know the answer, 8 pounds. No, friends, that's not what it's saying. It's saying a pug weighs 8 pounds less than the beagle. We are comparing. Okay, it's not telling you the pug weighs 8 pounds. It's telling you the pug weighs 8 pounds less than the beagle. Okay, so the first thing we're always going to do, we're going to make a model. We're going to make a model. So the same thing, you want to be thinking about part, whole when you fill in your model. And you know these two parts are going to always equal the whole. Think about what information you have. You know the beagle weighs 26 pounds. You know that the pug weighs 8 less than that, but you do not know how much the pug weighs. So we are looking for a number that if we add 8 to it, it will give us 26. Okay, we're looking for an unknown number that if we add 8 to it, it's going to give us 26. So that's our model. And then we're going to use our model to write our equation. So I've rewritten the model here, and we're going to write an addition equation and a subtraction equation. Our subtraction equation, we're going to take the 26 and subtract one of the parts, okay? Subtract the information that we know. And that will give us the other part, which is our question mark, which is our unknown. That's what we're looking for. 26 minus 8 will give us our unknown number. That will tell us how much the pug weighs. 26 pounds that the beagle weighs minus those 8 pounds less that the pug weighs will give us the weight of the pug. And then our addition equation, we're going to take how much does the pug weigh? We don't know. That's why it's a question mark. How much does the pug weigh? Plus those 8 pounds will give us how much the beagle weighs. And that matches our word problem. So after you have your equations, then you get to choose one. Choose one to solve. It doesn't matter if you choose the addition or the subtraction. Choose one to solve and then decide on a strategy. You either use break apart or open number line. Remember, we're trying to move away from the base 10 blocks. So I've solved it both ways. I've chosen the subtraction. 26 minus 8. I started with the 26 and I don't touch it. I'm just going to break apart this 8. And I'm breaking it into number partners 6 and 2. The reason why I choose the 6 is I want to get rid of the 1s in my number 26. So if I break this into 6 and 2, I can immediately subtract these 6 ones from these. That will give me 20. And then I just have to subtract the 2 that I have left over here. 20 minus 2 I can do in my head. That's easy mental math. I can put 20 in my hand, right, if I need to use my fingers, and I can count 2 back, 19, 18, and I know my answer is 18. I also solved it in an open number line to give you another example, and this is a great strategy to use to double check your answer. If you solve a math problem 2 different ways and you get the same answer, then you're probably right. So in my open number line, I started on the far right corner with my higher number. I am subtracting 8. And I count back 6, same thing, so I can get to that 10 number. I can get to a number that ends in 0. And then I subtract those 2. I can do that mental math in my head. That gives me 18. Always want to go back in, fill in your equation. Something I've been forgetting to do this week, we're working with word problems, so we need to label our answer, right? So we're talking about pounds. So the pug weighs 18 pounds. There are a couple more examples that I would like you to do with your teacher and your class together. These are also in the workbook. Numbers 4 and 5. 5 is another one of those where you're looking at equations and deciding if you can use it to solve the problem or not. And you can use the strategy that I showed you in the beginning of this video. And then your independent work today, your purposeful practice, are pages 99 and 100 from your Ready Math Practice and Problem Solving workbook. That is the one with the piles. It's like notebook paper, graph paper with the cute little animals on the front. And then on the inside, the pages have mostly green and no other colors. All right, y'all. You have done a great job this week with these strategies in learning this content and reviewing this content. And I know you're going to do great tomorrow on your Show What You Know. If you have any questions, please reach out to your teacher. Bye, y'all.